Good morning. Welcome to JP's Morning Brief for April 29th, 2026. Dude, I cannot believe we're almost into May. Oh, wow. The year is just like flying by, man. All right. So, welcome to JP's Morning Brief. As we get ramped up and get started, we got people coming in. We got some people in the chat. All right, let's do this. Click that follow button. Let's get going. And then give us a like for the episode, and then chat. All right, we got Covite for Life in the chat along with me. We were just getting started a little bit, but hey, jump in. The water is warm, okay, and we're not deep water here. We're shallow. All right, I don't know if that makes sense or not. All right, so a fair bit of news came out yesterday. Nothing really important, except that James Comey got indicted again for his seashells on the seashore antic he pulled. And you know what? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to get caught. And he thinks, well, you know what? He must have a whole lot of money because he likes going to court. Let's put it like that. All right. So, welcome to JP's Morning Brief. We'll get to that in just a minute. America 250. On this day in 1776, Ben Franklin arrived in Montreal, Canada, to try to convince the Canadians to join the 13 colonies, and he was met with only a lukewarm response from the people of Montreal. We know how that all ended up, unfortunately, because we didn't have 14 colonies, and there's a country called Canada just north of us. But sometimes they inch toward trying to join our great country, and then sometimes they inch back. Maybe one day, you never know, right? All right, so let's get moving. Oh, hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, people. All right, so the armament shop, whether you're looking for your first firearm or upgrading your setup or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top-tier gunsmithing and repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? That'd be concealed handgun license. Jason can handle those classes, and he has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text at 254-560-2023, or visit him at www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. All right. Pay Jason a visit. You will not be disappointed. He's a really great guy. All right. So where are we at? That would be next one. Okay. So as we get started, I'm still thinking about that stuff about James Comey. Oh, gets even better than that. Ilhan Omar opened up her crazy mouth yesterday too. Well, it was discovered what she said about a year ago, and they published it yesterday. All right. So what we got going on? We got Covite for Life in the chat. Can we get someone to join them this morning besides just me? All right. So Iran update. Did y'all know that the King and Queen of England was in the White House yesterday? They were, I believe, in a tent or whatever, because there's no ballroom yet. But that's being worked on too. All right. Iran update. Operation Epic Fury. Would help if I spelled Fury right. The ceasefire is still continuing. The United Arab Emirates, they announced yesterday they're leaving OPEC as of this coming Friday. Trump orders plans for extended blockade of Iranian ports. The IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, destroy a Hezbollah tunnel system that they didn't know existed. They just happened upon it. Iranian officials are at odds on strategy to move forward. The Gulf leaders, all the 8 Gulf countries, I think it is. They condemned Iran's Hormuz threats. An Iranian MP, that'd be a member of parliament, threatened a UAE if they decide they want to ally with the United States. And Bahrain stripped 69 people of their citizenship for pro-Iranian views. And then Democrats lose another vote in the Senate. They were trying to curb war power acts for President Trump, and they lost. Brent crude oil price right now this morning's, oh my goodness, it's $114.60 a barrel. Like I said yesterday, go buy some gas. West Texas Intermediate is sitting at $103.50 a barrel, and the Dow Jones closed yesterday at 49,141.93. It was down 25.86. Wow, unbelievable. $114 for a barrel of oil, man. Hold on just a second. So if you look in the show notes, I do another podcast called Now for the Good News. And I've been reading a chapter out of the Bible every single day for it's 2.5 years almost now. And it'll be out tomorrow morning. I read Psalms chapter 119, which has 176 verses on it. And I feel like I barely can talk right now. It took me 23 minutes to read through Psalms chapter 119. So forgive me, my voice is raspy right now. All right. And then I read chapters 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And they averaged 4 and 5 verses for each chapter. Go figure. I have no idea why God had him write a chapter that was 176 verses long, but he did, and I succeeded in reading through the whole thing. All right, so here we go. James Comey. He used to be the director of the FBI until he got fired in 2017 by President Trump. And he's been a thorn in the side of the president ever since. And he's been discovered. He had classified notes with him. He's done this, he's done that. And then last year, he put on Instagram, a grown man used an Insta for personal stuff. I have no idea. I don't even know why I used the word Insta, but I did. But he said he was just strolling down the seashore and just happened across a set of seashells set up to where it said 8647. And if you don't know slang, 86 means you're going to kill someone, right? And then President Trump is number 47. And nobody that has an intelligent brain cell inside their head would actually believe they just happened across that. Who in the world would, out of nowhere on the beach, put seashells together and put 8647 on there? He know he did it. They just got to prove he did it. He did something stupid. He should have never put that thing on. If he would have just did it and walked away, no one probably would have said a thing about it. But the fact that he put it on Instagram was stupid. That's a stupid maneuver. But stupid is as stupid does, right? David Spunt was one of the writers of this from Fox News. Former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted for a second time by the Justice Department. Multiple sources told Fox News. The charges appear to be related to a May 2025 Instagram photo of an 8647 shell formation on the beach. He is charged with knowingly and willfully making a threat to take the life of or inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States and knowingly and willfully transmitting communications in interstate and foreign commerce that contain the threat to kill the President Donald Trump, according to the indictment. The move follows a wave of criticism from Republicans and Trump administration officials. You don't understand wave, right? On the seashore, waves hit the beach. Who viewed the post as a veiled threat. And it said, in a slang often used in the service industry, the 86 means to eject, cancel, get rid of. Donald Trump is the 47th President of the United States. According to the charges, a reasonable person familiar with the circumstances would interpret this image as a serious expression with intent to do harm to the president. I fully agree with that. I mean, I was just saying a while ago, is there any possible reason whatsoever why a lawyer, a person, a highly educated lawyer would go out, unless he has ultimate hatred for the president, would do that? It is such a childish act is to put those numbers together and advertise. You know what? Some deranged person could have saw that and developed a plan to try to attack the president or some of his. Oh, that happened Saturday, didn't it? I'm not saying Mr. Allen saw that and developed a plan in his mind to do that, but all it takes is one deranged, mentally ill person to see that and say, you know what? I'm going to do that. That's a really good idea. That's why stupid people shouldn't be doing stupid things. All right. And he has not learned that yet. Man. So next, okay, it even gets better. Did you know we've had 11 world wars? Believe it or not, there's a member of the Congress that actually said we've had 11 world wars. Ilhan Omar. Of course, she misspoke when she said it, but she didn't realize she made that mistake until a little bit later. Did she correct herself? But what tells me is that she's a college-educated woman serving in Congress that does not know what she's talking about. She does not understand when Roman numerals are used in a. I'm so glad they use Roman numerals in the Super Bowl because it makes people learn that. But so Ilhan Omar, a year ago, is being roasted online for a brutal resurfaced video of her misreading World War II as World War XI during a Capitol Hill news conference. Omar, the first Somali American member of Congress, made the error during her opening remarks at a Democrat news conference last year on a reintroduction of the Neighbors Not Enemies Act. The bill, which did not pass, was aimed at opposing President Trump's immigration enforcement, particularly his invocation of the Alien Enemies Act. The congressman railed that at the last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked was when it was used to detain and deport German, Italian, Japanese, and immigrants during World War XI. And she quickly corrected herself, saying, "Oh, two," and laughing. That's not a laughing matter. We've only had 2 world wars. Hopefully, we never experience a third. But the fact is, you thought it was a laughing matter that you misspoke, but you're a college-educated person, Miss Congresswoman, and you should know World War I, World War II, and there's none other. So I don't know what got into your thick skull there, but you just advertise to the world that you're uneducated and you don't know the difference between World War II and World War 11. All right, it ain't like we're playing the Super Bowl. We got Super Bowl II, Super Bowl III, Super Bowl IV, Super Bowl V, Super Bowl 50, 51, things like that. You're a laughing stock, and you need to go ahead and retire and let some other person run in your stead. And we'll talk more about that during the JPA report, where we're at 6:45. All right. About Virginia. All right. How y'all doing? Give me an American flag in the chat. I'll go ahead and start it out. We were supposed to get bad weather here in Texas last time. We didn't get it down here, which is good. I'll take that. All right. Virginia. The Monday, they heard arguments in the Virginia Supreme Court, or yesterday, one of the two. I can't remember. I can't tell you 10 minutes ago. But it was Monday because Ken Cuccinelli was on Fox News yesterday, and they interviewed him about what happened on Monday and what transpired. The Democrats, I think, are in over their head. They may not be. They haven't made they have not made a final ruling. But the problem is that the Supreme Court told the state they cannot implement the referendum yet, which was last week. All right. And one of the so the Supreme Court of Virginia heard oral arguments in a challenge to Tuesday's that'd be last week redistricting amendment. As a former state prosecutor said, Democrats' eagerness to ram through early voting may help derail their redistricting effort. The state's high court appeared to press the attorney for the Democrat-led Yes camp more than the lawyer for the Republican plaintiffs, as Chief Justice Cleo Powell brought the court to order on Monday. While election certification is on hold after Tazewell County Judge, I need to find out where Tazewell County is, Jack Hurley said, issued a legal challenge following projections that the Yes would win by single digits. A separate argument over the validity of the October-November process that led to the referendum was before the High Court in Richmond. In post-mortem analysis on Monday's arguments, former Virginia Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli said that only a few justices asked questions of the litigants, and their questions for the Yes camp was particularly pointed. Attorneys Richard Hawkins and Matthew Seglem and Solicitor General Tillman Breckinridge represented Democrats seeking to uphold Tuesday's election result, while Attorney Thomas McCarthy argued before the Senate Minority Leader Ryan McDougal and other officials challenging it. Justice Wesley Russell's first question to Seglem and Hawkins was whether the vote Tuesday in which the Yes camp won was even matter of legal setting. He got to counsel the defendants to concede no, the vote outcome does not matter. It does not. They didn't talk about the margin being 3-1 spending. Cuccinelli said on Monday. Cuccinelli said Democrats led by the Attorney General Jay Jones. He shouldn't even be the Attorney General. Have used that victory since their reasonings for the redistricting legitimacy. All right. So there's more coming. The referendum was put on hold. It has not been certified. And all these chop-licking Democrats are looking for more seats. They have to hold their fire. Hopefully, the referendum will be overturned. Now, to go along with that, the election is also being probed at the same time. So I'll put it like this. Last Tuesday, Kevin Corke even said this on Fox News. he was watching the election results coming in at, he said, at 7:48 p.m. Eastern time. Uh, the no vote had over 100,000 vote margin over the yes vote, which everyone's seen that and said, great, the no's are going to win, which is what a lot of conservatives want to happen, right? But right after 7:48, there was a refresh and the vote flipped in favor of the yes by over 100,000 mail-in votes were actually pushed into the system as being counted, right? And Kevin Corke noticed it, and I noticed it. I'm like, wow, what happened? This is unbelievable that this happened, right? A political advocacy group is launching an investigation into mail-in balloting practices in Virginia after a narrow yes victory on redistricting referendum raised questions about election procedures. Final results in last week's contest showed voters narrowly approved the Democrats' effort to redraw Virginia's congressional map for at least the next 4 years, with heavy geographical and population-based preference given to dense Democratic majority areas like Richmond, Petersburg, Hampton Roads, and the suburbs of Washington. While the election is again in the hands of the courts over procedural and ballot language related concerns at both the county and state Supreme Court levels, the America First Policy Institute issued legally binding records requests to several key counties across the Commonwealth, from Christiansburg to Ashburn. If we don't have secure elections, then we don't have a country, Leah O'Neill, Chief Legal Affairs for AFPI, told Fox News. And so that is a very high priority for us. We are very interested. Um, um, we are very invested in making sure that all proper procedures are always followed in elections. And that's, of course, no different than with respect to the referendum in Virginia. And the FBI's investigation asking officials to turn over communications regarding how mail-in and absentee balloting was administered during the election, which had several week early voting window. Factors the group is interested in is how the ballots were stored, guidance given to county officials, how ballots were distributed and accepted, and so forth. So there's an investigation going on pertaining to mail-in ballots. That's what President Trump keeps talking about. Mail-in ballots are very ripe for fraud. And like these people are saying, 6 weeks. If you hold on to a mail-in ballot for 6 weeks, how do you know that it is not tainted with or secured or exchanged at all? And they want a good auditing of what happened here. So there's stuff happening in the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court, they call it SCOVA, Supreme Court of Virginia. And then they got stuff happening through the courts about the mail-in ballots, right? Okay. There's more to this story too. World War XI. I still can't believe that. Oh my goodness, man. What are we looking at? We're at 6:54. We're starting to run out of time. Another big piece of news that came out yesterday. We had seashells by the seashore, and then we had World War XI, and then we have possibly problems with the mail-in balloting with the referendum in Virginia, and then we know we're 6 years out of COVID, right? That's COVID started 6 years ago, believe it or not. This paper. So, Anthony Fauci, he got one of those pardons from President Ottobin, which they don't even know if it was even justified, but that's a whole another story. But David Moritz was one of his assistants, right? And this was a shocker. But he was telling people, believe it or not, because all government officials are held under what they call a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, which means you request official transcripts or material coming from the government because it's our right to know unless it's classified, right? This cat, oh my goodness, he told people to only email him on Gmail, official government stuff only on Gmail because Gmail wasn't apt for freedom of information. All right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So the Department of Justice indicted former senior advisor to Dr. Anthony Fauci on Tuesday, alleging concealing records and probes into the origins of COVID-19 pandemic. David Moritz has been 78 has been charged with conspiracy against the United States, destruction, alteration, and falsification of records in federal investigations, concealment, removal, and mutilation of records, and aiding and abetting. Moritz served as senior advisor to Fauci from 2006 to 2022. These allegations represent a profound. Okay, I want to tell you. I want to read exactly. I know. Oh, they didn't put it. I printed the wrong one. Ah, ugh. Unless I didn't print off the full sheets. Okay, like what I was saying, he was instructing people to only email him on Gmail because Gmail is not subject to FOIA. And anything that they wanted to send officially, don't send it officially through the government email concerning COVID, that they needed to reroute it and just send it to the Gmail address. Believe it or not, right? So we'll cross that bridge again in a little bit. Let me put these papers again. So this coming Saturday, we have a meet and greet here in Coryell County in Gatesville, right? I want to put it up and I want to talk about it. All right. So Coryell County Republican Party runoff candidates meet and greet is going to be this Saturday at 11 a.m. at the feed mill. It's over by the town square, by the county courthouse in Gatesville from 11 to 1. And then we're going to have a county executive committee with the Republican Party at 1 o'clock. And then on the 12th of May, we are going to have another meet and greet. It's on a Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And it's going to be in Coppers Cove at Giovanni's Restaurant on Business 190. And it's going to be in conjunction with the Coppers Cove Conservative Club. That we have our monthly social there. So we go there every month, second Tuesday every month. And the chair asked me if they could combine the meet and greet with our social meeting we have every second Tuesday. I said no problem. So that's what's going to happen on the 12th. And now remember, that's the early vote. And the candidates that are involved in the Republican Party, Coryell County Commissioner 2, Coryell County Commissioner 4, and the county judge, all them candidates, there should be 6 of them all together, should be there, right? And both the one on the 2nd and the one on the 12th, right? Early vote before that, this coming Saturday also is municipal elections across Texas. Yesterday was the last day for early vote. So that'll be done on Saturday. Early voting for the Republican primary and Democrat primary for the runoff is the 18th of May through the 22nd of May. And then the election day for the runoff is the 26th of May itself. All right? So we are coming to a very end of the JP's morning brief. It is 5 seconds. Okay. I'm not going to do a raid this morning. You know what? Give me a second here. I can do, no, I got too much to do on it. So we will get back at noon with the JPA report. I thank y'all, everyone. Go over to the Bongino Report channel and watch Vince. I should have had it set up this morning. I didn't. Apologize for that. All right. But I will see y'all. This is James Pierce. I will catch you on the flip side. I'm out. I'm running to the other room to watch Vince. See y'all.